Ugh. Welcome in. Hello to you both. I charge my phone. There we go. There you go. Hello! Happy Monday, huh? As happy as Monday can be. It is time for case number 2 in the Great Ace Attorney Adventures. You 0 people, huh? Oh. Feral, I saw you put some pictures of Sadie in the Whirlpool Discord, huh? Very good, huh? I do approve. Also, when I'm looking off this way, I'm looking at chat. I'm not fucking doing no on you. Was it like 6 days or something you're getting here? Is that what you said? Something like that, right? Yeah, I remember things. She's very adorable. Oh god. She's a lot more like definition about her now than when the last photo I saw. Especially that second one, Feral. That second one's fucking gorgeous, huh? Where she's like just like sitting looking up. Alright, let's go, huh? Before we die over the dog, huh? The Adventure of the Unbreakable Speckled Band. Let's go. Episode 2. The Adventure of the Unbreakable Speckled Band. Should I show my mom?
In the corner of that small, dark room, Sholmes and I waited with bated breath.
Sholmes, eh?
In time, there came from the ventilator a hiss and a soft, almost growl-like sound. Suddenly, Sholmes sprang into action, lashing furiously with his cane at a point in the darkness. "You see it, Wilson?" he yelled, his tense voice reverberating through the air. I raised my dark lantern shutter.
Hey, Emmy.
The room slowly came into view. Sholmes was staring intently at one particular corner when he started whispering to me. The victim's most perplexing final words. The Speckled Band.
Okay.
believe this is
Nice
the
job, my
terrible
friend.
coil to which she referred.
Nice job.
Wilson. In front of us was an enormous adder, its fangs bared as it threatened to strike. It truly was the most terrible speckled band I had ever seen.
Can't say hi to Emmy too many times, eh? It's just like impossible, huh? Every time you see them, you have to say hello. 9th of January, 6:37 a.m. On board steamship Buria. Oh.
So then, let us unravel this mystery and discover what events led to this curious murder.
Whoa.
Pray, do excuse me. The cabin door was bolted from the inside when the man was killed. No marks to suggest the bolt was tampered with in any way. So, this would appear to be a locked room mystery. In his final moments, the victim scrawled a message on the floor. Almost certainly with the ink from this upset bottle. A Russian word. So the victim was a Russian man then.
This is like a study in Scarlet, isn't it?
Suggesting he was compos mentis at the time. This is a most extraordinary script. And evidently not penned by the same hand as this message. In fact, I deduce it was written by someone of a different nationality.
Oh.
This paper seal was placed just prior to the incident by the victim himself, I would venture.
I guess this is Sholmes.
Well, what have we here?
Like, what the fuck's going on?
are you? And what do you think you're doing here?
No one must touch before maritime police come. We must wait.
No.
Won't be necessary.
No waiting.
You see, in less than 5 seconds from now, I will reveal the killer to you.
Oh.
What?
That's your girl from the
Don't be
first one.
absurd. This is murder. I need cabin locked from inside.
Ah yes, the locked room. But that mystery is paper thin.
You don't mean the culprit is in there?
Where's the detective hat? I didn't have it last time either.
Who are you? And where have you come from? I'm a great British consultant detective, the only one in the world. Herlock Sholmes.
Herlock Sholmes, yeah.
I presume you must have heard of me.
Of course. He's Herlock Sholmes, isn't he? The hat is here though. If you're wondering. Oh, my head is throbbing. What's going on? Something's not right here. There's trouble in the air. There's fucking Ryunosuke's in the fucking cupboard. Oh no, it is. Wait, I can't move. Shit! Ah! What the? Why am I in handcuffs? So, you wake up now, Oh, it's this guy. I had to drag you out of the wardrobe. this is the smaller of the guys, but they're all getting this fucking terrible Russian accent time. I do not believe how you could not wake up. You're a true cold-blooded man. You find me then. We found you. And now you pay. Criminal. How long are you hiding in that tiny wardrobe, sorry. Now you have been found. It is time to admit your crimes. Unless you want to find out how cold the ocean is, No, I'll tell you everything. What's fucking Ryunosuke in? There's only one thing I'd like to know from you. I assume this is, the same guy getting in trouble again. Yeah, fucking Ryunosuke's not having a good time, huh? Isn't that... Oh, where is he? Oh, it's her again. Yeah. Susato. Why did you do it? Why did you take his life? Fuck. Susato, did we do this shit fucking... with the fucking guy in the restaurant time? Miss Susato. Wait. What did you say? Take his life? Per fucking Ryunosuke was like the unluckiest man alive in this time period. Excuse me. Where is he? Where's Kazuma? Oh no. Oh no. Ha! You pretend you do not know? You're a wolf in the sheep's pelt. Oh fuck. Is Kazuma dead? You are the killer. Do not try to make excuses. Were we going with Kazuma to, like, Britain? Remember he was going on his, like, overseas trip? Kazuma-sama's body was discovered not long ago. Fuck! Here, in this very cabin, that was bolted shut from the inside. His body. Was that Kazama? In Yakuza, Kazama is the one who died. Kazuma is Kiryu. Please, do not try to tell us you were doing this terrible thing in your sleep. Kazuma's dead? But he can't be. These handcuffs. Surely you don't think I have to know. Why did you take Kazuma-sama's life? Answer me, please. No. No! Fuck, man. Kazuma was great. Kazuma. It's just 2 short weeks ago. Are you sure about this? Won't we get in trouble? Ha 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 ha! Don't you find it fun being a stowaway? Besides, how else could you come to England with me to study? Yeah, there we go. We were stowing away with Kazuma to go to England with him. Fuck. There's really something else when they brought your luggage in here earlier, though. The way that Russian crewman just tossed your traveling case onto the floor. I thought I was gonna die. Yes, I still can't quite believe that. I really didn't think you'd be able to fit inside my trunk. You must be even less of a man than you look. Hey! Honestly, I thought I'd broken every bone in my body. Well, it's about 50 days until we dock in Great Britain. But if you confine yourself to my cabin here, I don't expect anyone will discover you. I hope not. I get the feeling those Russians wouldn't be very forgiving of a stowaway. They're a sturdy bunch, that's for sure. What I want to know is, why do we need to keep it a secret from the young lady? From the young lady, Susano, okay. From our faithful judicial assistant Mikotaba, you mean? From your close friend, more to the point. Surely we could confide in her, couldn't we? I don't believe she'd give me away. No, but if she knew what we'd done, that would make her guilty by association. It's best that only you and I know about this. I suppose so. Anyway, it's about the time the steward is supposed to come and clean the cabin. Damn, man. I know it's cramped, but you better get in there, I think. It won't be for long. And anyway, compared to hiding inside my traveling case, it'll be a breeze. Yes, but what if the steward decides to open the wardrobe for some reason? Then I'll be in for it. Stop worrying. I tell you what, why don't you write keep out or something on this piece of paper? What? Then I can stick it over the wardrobe doors once you're inside. I don't know. God's sake, huh? We've only been at sea for about 15 days. How can this have happened? We were supposed to be going on this adventure to England. Together. Yeah, Kazuma was murdered. Yeah. We'll leave you at the next port. Stay quiet until then. Don't make more trouble for yourself. Fucking fly, huh? Ugh! It's one of the tiny flies, huh? I'm gonna try and fucking clap him next time he comes. Got him. Murderer! No, I'm not a murderer! Duh! You said before. You said you admit everything about your crimes. No, that's not right! I mean, yes, I did stow away on this ship, but... murdering my best friend? No one else could have done it. Admit the truth. Susaru-san. This is very similar to the Sherlock Holmes case, I believe it was a study in pink? A study in scarlet? Study in pink. No. Study in scarlet is the fucking story. Study in pink is the Sherlock TV episode. Study in scarlet is the actual story. Where there's like a dead body with like the writing. Where they've like written, and they think they've written like a name or something, but it's actually a Russian word or something like that. It's been a while since I actually have read that one, but it's been a while. Please tell me what happened. I need to know. Very well. But there is something I would like to ask of you too. Oh, those eyes. She looks like she's ready to destroy me. This nightmare's getting worse by the minute. I suppose all I can do is try to find out what really happened. He really has been killed, hasn't he? This isn't just a bad dream. Damn. And these handcuffs. They think I did it? They think I'm Kazuma's killer? When they found him, the cabin was locked from the inside. What do you mean? It's all busted now though. There's no access to the cabin via a portal window, and the bolt on the door can't be opened from outside. In other words, after the crime, the culprit couldn't have escaped these four walls. What? Or to put it another way, the culprit can only have been somebody inside this cabin. Or do you have some other explanation? This is impossible. How did he die then? What happened exactly? Are you still going to deny the charge, even despite the circumstances? Please, Susaru-san, you have to tell me. The cause of death is still undetermined. They don't know how he died? The ship's doctor is examining the body, but of course, he has no post-mortem analysis experience. I don't suppose we shall learn more until an expert has been consulted at our next port of call. So presumably that means there were no obvious external signs of injury then. That's true, yes. The incident. Can anyone tell me what actually happened here in this cabin? I don't understand it. Some sort of poison, maybe. I can't actually remember what happened in the Study in Scarlet's story. We haven't met Sholmes yet, so why would anyone want to kill Kazuma? Presumably that's something you know the answer to better than anyone. Please. Whatever you say, you were here in the cabin after all. Well, yes, I was, but he would always wake before dawn and do his training. First thing in the morning. I was waiting outside his cabin, as I have every day so far on this voyage. But this morning, he did not come. I could sense that he wouldn't. Does that mean he was already dead when Susato-san arrived at his cabin door, I wonder? I think it was a poison. It's been ages. It's been fucking yonk since I read that one. Good story. Although so much of that story is like donated to boys being like fucking marveled at Sherlock Holmes' big brain. I knocked, but there was no reply. Then I started to become worried, so I went to find a member of the crew. The crewman forced the cabin door open, and we managed to get inside. Yeah, and then he's done the writing. There was Kazuma-sama collapsed on the floor. Damn. And the white tape there now shows exactly where he was found, I suppose. I had no idea anything had happened. I must have been asleep in the wardrobe somehow. I wish it wasn't the case, but that's just very hard to believe. This is all very hard to believe for me too, trust me. Now I've told you everything that I know. So it's my turn to ask you a question. Yes, alright. My head feels so heavy. It's still throbbing like anything. So Mr. Sholmes really thinks that Japanese writing? Thinks what Japanese writing? Stowaway. Why are you even on board this ship, Naruhodo-san? You said something before about being a stowaway, didn't you? Oh, yes. I'm afraid that's true. Yeah, he thought it was Russian on the floor, I think. It's 2 weeks now since we left Japan, and I've been shut up in this cabin the entire time. I had no idea. But how could you have occupied Kazuma-sama's cabin for so long without him noticing? No. That would have been alright. No, that would have been impossible, obviously. Yes, of course. Kazuma invited me. He wanted us to go to England together. He actually asked you? But why? I'm afraid I don't really know the reason myself. Because we're friends, innit? I don't understand. Kazuma, why do you want this? What's the real reason? Why go to such extreme lengths to smuggle me to England with you? The music. It's an idea that's been on my mind ever since the end of that incredible trial. I think I told you then, didn't I? That you ought to become a lawyer yourself. Well, yes, you did say that. But I didn't think you were serious. You have a talent for it. I can assure you of that. But I've never really thought about becoming a lawyer. Well, that's something you can decide for yourself. London is at the spearhead of cultural development, the center of the world in many ways. There can't be any harm in seeing such an important place with your own eyes, can there? Well, no, definitely not. But on a personal level, if you were to become a lawyer, then what? Nothing. Forget it. Kazuma-sama's... He was always saying the same thing. That he wanted to change the Japanese legal system. Perhaps he thought he could do that with you. Yes, maybe. Something's still bothering me a little. The look in his eyes then. It was darker than I've ever seen it before. Susato-san. I'm sorry that we kept it a secret from you. My stowing away on the ship, I mean. If I'd known Kazuma-sama, I expect he was trying to protect me, to avoid me becoming guilty by association. That's exactly what it was. That's exactly right, yes. We're perfect, in fact. Last night. If you're not the culprit, then tell me. What happened last night here in this cabin? Well, the thing is, I don't really remember. There was a lot of booze involved, Tim. Kazuma brought me something to eat, just like he always did. Did he drug us? And then I got myself into that wardrobe over there, just like I always did. After that, I Fell asleep? Well, yes. So deeply that you didn't even stir when Kazuma-sama was killed? Well, yes. I know it sounds unbelievable. Really, I do. But it's the truth. If only I'd woken up, then perhaps I wouldn't be in this predicament. And for some reason, my head's still throbbing like anything. Really? Is something wrong? Oh, no, it's... Please, forget it. Susato-san, you have to believe me. I didn't do it. This is the fucking second time it's happening, hey? Yeah, I'm definitely drugged. I really don't want to doubt you. But the trouble is, there's no one else who could possibly have done this. That's the thing, fucking Arthur... Was it Arthur Conan Doyle? Loved this fucking, like, locked room stuff. Him and everyone, like, inspired by him. They love that kind of shit, huh? Kazuma, I don't understand. Why did this have to happen? Ugh, I can't take this. Don't try to go anywhere. You're the perpetrator of this crime. You can't leave. I can't allow that to happen. I'm sorry. But Kazuma was killed right under my nose, here, and I didn't do anything to stop it. And now I'm supposed to just sit around? My hands tied, while whoever did this walks free? No, I can't allow it to happen. Well, what do you propose to do then? Time to investigate! Yes! Gotta find out what exactly happened here. I'm gonna work out who took Kazuma's life, and how and why they did it. So I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to excuse me. Hiya! I think we get fucking punted time. Oh, we get flipped time. What the? That was a Susato takedown. Susato what? Oh, my art form is that? I'm going to need you to prove it. Sorry? Prove it? Yes, your innocence. I need evidence. But how am I supposed to... Have you forgotten already? What you achieved just a few weeks ago? You successfully defended yourself in a court of law. Ah. I see. You expect me to present some conclusive evidence. I have to get Susato-san to believe me. I'll show her some evidence right now that proves I'm not guilty of this awful crime. The paper seal. Kazuma will stick this over the doors of the wardrobe for me. It says keep out in Japanese, so I'm not sure the Russian crew can actually read it. Is there anything on the back or anything? This is the paper seal I wrote for the wardrobe. I remember really working hard to make it. I'll never forget how Kazuma reacted. Do you expect the Russian crew to be able to read that? He said. Still, I was sure people would get the idea, even if they couldn't read it. So we used it anyway. And it worked. I don't know if the crew thought it was creepy or what, but no one opened the doors. Can I put the seal on while inside? True. Whoops. Oh, welcome back, Farrell.
Yes!
Tell me, when I was discovered in the wardrobe before, was this piece of paper stuck over the doors? Oh, yes, it was. I remember clearly. I thought so. Kazuma always put it in place whenever I went to sleep in there, just in case the cabin steward or another crew member decided to look inside. Why is he upside down? Because he got fucking flipped. Susato flipped him. So naturally, he did the same thing last night as well. Ah! Yes, of course. The gentleman who discovered you peeled that sign from the wardrobe doors before he opened them. But if I were truly the culprit, I couldn't have climbed back inside the wardrobe and stuck this on the outside of the doors on my own. Yes, that's quite true. In other words, it's impossible that I killed Kazuma. Well, even if you are sprawled hopelessly on the floor, I can see why Kazuma-sama thought so highly of you. Thank you, Susato-san. Now, do you think perhaps you could help me up? Get me up off the floor, please. My back hurts. I'm also lying where my friend potentially died. Well, in the light of that evidence, I don't see any reason why I should stop you from investigating in here at least. Thank you. So you finally believe me? I'm sorry. No. What? Bruh. I'm not sure yet. I can't rule out the possibility that you used some sort of conjuring trick to put the sign back in position. Magic. What do you think I am, a magician? Yeah, exactly. For now, I suggest you investigate as thoroughly as possible in here. All this fucking music, though. I'll do the same. Alright, let's get to work, Susato-san. Please don't misunderstand me. I still have my doubts. Oh. I shall be watching you to make sure you do nothing that might disturb the crime scene. I wouldn't want you using your conjuring tricks to destroy evidence, for example. Right. Well, anyway, I should make a start on investigating in here. Examine everything I can. Kazuma, I swear, I will avenge your death. Alright, let's have a scope out the room. Alright, this is the case that we came in. That's a very large traveling case, isn't it? Yes, it carries a lot of memories for me. Memories? What do you mean? Well, that's actually how I stowed away on this vessel. I was brought on board inside that case. Ah yes, I see it says "this way up" in Japanese. Which in hindsight, I should have realized a foreign crewman wouldn't be able to read. I was turned over and over and over, and then I was tossed on the floor in here. Oh dear, being a stowaway isn't as romantic as it sounds. Well, it was less painful than a Susato takedown. Oh dear, that won't do. Oh, what's the matter, Susato-san? Whenever I'm examining things, I always find myself so focused I forget to look around properly. Ah yes, that's not good. I suppose you're as foolish as me in that regard, are you, Naruhodo-san? I've only begun investigating, hey? Oh yeah, just that you can, like, there's more of the room you can look at, yeah. I'm sure you're careful to look all around using B&M, aren't you? B&M bargains, hey? Alright, let's investigate all corners of this cabin. Yes, let's do that. Suppose my field of vision has been rather small until now. Alright, what is this? What's that there? What do you think this is? It looks like a broken piece of glassware. Whatever the thing was, it appears to have been broken clean in two. The glass is such a beautiful color. It looks like a cute little Netscape fastener from a kimono outfit. Not sure that sounds like Kazuma. He wouldn't have secretly carried a cute little trinket like this around with him, would he? And the mark beside it looks like a looks like a skid mark, huh? What is it, I wonder? It's sort of a brick-like hue. Yeah, you're right. It is the color of brick, isn't it? A brick, sure. Even though I don't see anything of the same color elsewhere in the cabin. Did Kazuma write that before he died? Looks like it's written in ink. He must have knocked the ink pot from the desk when he collapsed on the floor. Fuck does that say, huh? Then I suppose he wrote this message by dipping his finger in the spillage. Poor Kazuma-sama. No doubt he was in terrible pain. It's almost unbearable to imagine. Oh, wrong voice. I suppose he was trying to leave some kind of a clue in his final moments. Was he? I'm sorry, partner. But I can't read your writing. I don't think that's Japanese, Naruhodo-san. What? Then what language is it? It pains me to admit it, but I don't know. I think it's with... Shom said it was like Russian, right? It's not a foreign script I'm familiar with. What does it mean, I wonder? Nah, blood, nope. What's on this shit? There's a fucking statue up there. The books have fallen over on the shelf, look. They've all toppled the same way. And what's this? A statue of some god of the sea? Although he's fallen over as well. Is that my man's Poseidon? Yes, it's almost as if the whole shelf has been ransacked and everything mown down at once. I wonder if... Perhaps it was Kazuma-san doing his morning sword training, do you think? Fucking whacking the shelves. Fucking shelf. I seriously doubt it. Then perhaps... It was you, Naruhodo-san, in a fit of rage. What? I wouldn't have bothered leaving the wardrobe just to mess up a few books on a statue. Did the way these things have been thrown about have anything to do with the case, I wonder? Well, I'll just set everything straight again. I don't like to see a mess. Just hit shelves, What is this? Some sort of warning. Boomhan! These are the rules of passage for travel aboard the SS Buria. Essentially, a list of requests from the captain to all passengers on board. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden. What about the sword, though? What? Why are you staring at me? Am I a pet? Oh, sorry, I was just thinking. She thinks I'm a pet, doesn't she? You more of a dangerous object or a pet? I can't decide. Well, one thing's for sure. Either way, I wasn't supposed to be in here. I definitely think the sword's more dangerous object. Is that a chicken wing? That's his katana. That's Kazuma-sana's precious sword. He never went anywhere without it. Yes, he was always saying, the Japanese man's katana is a soul. I believe he had to work out very hard to convince the government to allow him to bring it on this trip. Suppose that shows just how important it was to him. Now he's gone. But I'm not ready to let his spirit go just yet. Damn, damn, damn. That's my dinner from last night, a roast chicken. It was really tasty. Yes, it was very delicious, wasn't it? But, did you eat it on the floor here? I'm not a dog, Susato-san. I ate at the table, of course. Which begs the question of when and how the plate ended up on the floor. Well, there's the fucking tablecloths all pulled as well. But Kazuma-san didn't like chicken at all, did he? No, that's right. So he didn't touch it. Which meant all the more for me. Oh no, does that mean Kazuma-san spent his last night on this earth with an empty belly? It's just too horrible. Ugh. I suddenly have a guilty conscience and an achy stomach. Both depending on the relation to Kazuma, not a dog, just a pet. Yeah. Why did she ask those stupid questions? Like what? What stupid questions? Well, the tablecloth's all fucked, so. Let's get thoroughly, but I can't find anything out of place. Oh, okay. There. There's nothing on this table at all. The plate and cutlery are all over the floor for some reason. Yeah, it's strange. Last night when I went to sleep, I'm sure everything was still. No, wait a minute. What is it? That's funny. I can't seem to remember anything about what happened after dinner at all. Because you got fucking drugged, man. Like, eat it on the floor. She's just leave her alone. So then perhaps you are responsible for what happened to Kazuma-sama. No, 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 no. Mans was drugged. What is this? This is like fucking from Karate Kid time. Seigi, the Japanese word for justice. The brush strokes are straight and true, just like Kazuma. No roommates here, ladies. No roommates here. Yes, his calligraphy always a reflection of his heart. Yet can you really look at those characters without feeling shame, knowing who drew them so thoughtfully? And they were roommate? No, he was straight and true, huh? Of course I can. I mean, I'm innocent, so why shouldn't I be able to? Even though you stowed away in the ship? Ah! My heart. Now you're gonna bring that up, are you? I can't win. I mean, the obvious thing is we haven't spoken to the fucking the crew member yet, but I want to have a look around first. What's going on the desk? This is where dear Kazuma-sama would have sat whenever he was writing. What's he been doing? London Diary. Per Kazuma. He didn't even make it to his destination. Damn. Looks as though the last entry is incomplete. Which means, what? He was in the middle of writing it when the incident happened? Let's see what it says. It could be a valuable clue. Hi-ya! Oh, fuck, stop flipping me! That's out of the question. What? Kazuma-sama may have departed this world, but you must not read his private thoughts. But what if it's something important? Something relevant to the case? Alright, I won't read it. Okay. Poor Kazuma-sama. I don't like prying into people's personal matters either. But in this case, isn't the need for clues more important? Right, this is my fucking... peering through the crack in the doors, huh? It's some 2 weeks since we set sail from Japan. Have you really been living in that wardrobe the entire time, Naruhodo-san? I think living isn't quite the right description. Oh, no. I suppose not. Although it must have been rather exciting, making this voyage in your own secret hideout. Trouble was, I never knew when a member of the crew might come in. So yes, I did basically have to live in the wardrobe. And last night was no exception. But because of that, you had no idea what was happening out here in the cabin. Yeah. No, sadly not. What is this? There's a vent up there as well. This is... Yes, it's a Belcore contraption, I think. What do you mean, contraption? I read about it in a book I was studying that talked about life in Great Britain. Large households often have bell cords like this, which you can pull to ring a bell to summon servants. Really? Sounds almost magical. Come on. Shall we give it a little try? Yes! In the interest of cultural research, obviously. Oh. I suppose nobody comes for lowly Japanese people. Oh no, I'm sure it's just that everyone is busy. That's all. The vent. Yo, I saw the killer venting. From a ventilator, a hole through which fresh air can circulate into the cabin. Isn't that a little odd? What do you mean? Well, this ventilator, if that's what it is, looks like it must connect to the next door cabin. Yes, it would appear to, you're right. But if it's purposely to allow fresh air into the room, surely it should be connected to the outside. That's true. Perhaps it's so that rain and spray don't find their way in when the seas are rough, or something like that? Ugh. I suppose, maybe that's a... Ah! What the... Who's that? He wasn't there a minute ago. It's Sholmes. As far as I can tell, it looks like he might be European. Oh, how did he... You noticed the man too, have you? I have no idea who he is or how he got in here. But he looks suspicious and tall. Suspiciously tall. Suspiciously tall. Naruhodo-san, don't tell me. Do you really not know who that is? It's so awful. Well, no. I don't have any foreign friends or acquaintances at all. He doesn't look like a member of the crew. Something very unusual about him. And is he investigating Kazuma's desk, or is he just playing on it? I can't tell. Well, in that case, we simply must talk with him. Am I just imagining it? Or does Sasato sound like almost uncontrollably excited? By the way, I expected you'd noticed already, but just in case, if you press space on people when they're in the crosshairs, you can converse with them. Alright then. What do you mean, space? What does that mean? I'll get that suspiciously tall gentleman in my sights and see what he has to say for himself. Oh, please do. But I want to talk to the Russian crew member first. This guy. Perhaps I should see what this Russian crewman makes of the scene of the crime. Excuse me? What? I was wondering how it's going. The investigation, I mean. Grandmother told me Japanese people do not make jokes. But it's not true, I see. Sorry? The criminal asking investigator for information about his crime. Very funny. Oh. It wasn't supposed to be a joke. He doesn't appear to be laughing either. He's convinced you're guilty. You might have useful information, though. I have to keep trying. So, last night, did you notice anything out of the ordinary at all? Niet, of course not. Now back to corner of room and make silent. I say no more to you. Did I hit a nerve? For a minute there, he seemed a little flustered. Alright. Herlock Sholmes. Excuse me. Excuse me. Dost thou have un momento? Shh. This is a critical point in my investigation. He's going to sound like Tech from Bad Batch, by the way. Maybe I should leave him alone. He seems a little unfriendly. Yeah, perhaps that would be for the best. Oh, fuck, he's gone. Oh, greetings, I hope I haven't kept you long. Oh, fuck. What exactly were you doing on Casimir's desk just now? No. Ah, I see. Fascinating. Sorry? What do you see? Feels like he's looking right through me. Oh yes, everything is clear now. The train of reasoning has run its course. My deductions have crystallized. You have been in Afghanistan, I perceive. Just recently returned, if I'm not mistaken. Pardon? Sorry, what? And now, whilst venturing forward foreign climes, you find yourself in a most troubling predicament. Oh, well, that's true at least. But how the deuce did I know that, perhaps? It was really a most elementary deduction, hardly worth explaining. Fucking his tech, huh? Have you perhaps managed to deduce anything else? But of course, a great many things. There is no mystery, my dear madam. For example, you have fled your native land of Russia, being, as you are a merciless revolutionary. You leave 16 victims of assassination in your wake, and now travel to England to blow up the Crystal Tower. And, when the berriband occupant of this very cabin discovered your identity, you ended his life too. Yes, I believe that summarizes the facts beautifully. No need to hide the truth now. Nothing deceives these eyes. Don't know about that one, Chief. Just to be clear, you are talking about me, are you? Certainly I am. Do you see another in this cabin who fits the bill? A Russian assassin with 16 victims to his name. I didn't see one person who fits that bill. So it's true. It was you who did this to Kazuma-sama. Pardon? And you're plotting a revolution too. Oh, not fucking that, she's fucking English as well. Shameful behavior, Naruhodo-san. Absolutely wicked. No, listen. There's no way I... Hi-ya! Fuck. Spat on my screen, huh? Now explain yourself. Tell me everything. This is ridiculous. How could you do it? For pity's sake, open your eyes. I'm not a Russian revolutionary, obviously. I'm speaking Japanese right now. Definitely what I'm doing. Oh, forgive me. And as for you, what kind of deduction was that? You were just saying the first thing that came to your head. Why does you believe the weirdo? Well, there was the cutscene at the start where, like, she was talking to him, so I'm guessing he's, like, well known. Or at least that she had the encounter with him earlier. Aha! But was I not right? Whilst venturing toward foreign climates, you do find yourself in a most troubling predicament. Do you not? Well, yes, maybe. Ha! There you have it, you see. What do you make of that, hmm? Well, to be honest, the ship is en route to England, and I'm in handcuffs at the scene of a murder. So, I'm not really sure you could call it deduction. It's more plain observation. Indeed, an observation, my dear boy, is the basis of all deduction. My method is founded upon the observation of trifles, you see. I announce my findings with a brassy certitude. And more often than not, I'm right. Nice. I don't think you introduced yourself. Ah, my apologies. How remiss of me. Oh no. I am none other than the greatest detective of the century, known to men and women the world over. The inimitable Herlock Sholmes. If I could talk, huh? So, it's really you. The actual Herlock Sholmes. Very same. The inimitable actual Herlock Sholmes. Do you know this man, Susato-san? Most famous detective in the world? Naruhodo-san, of course I do. There's nobody who hasn't heard of him. What planet have I been living on then? You must ask him what he suggests. He will have worked out the entire case already, I'm sure. Really? Why do I feel uneasy about this? I love the music. So, you're a great detective, are you? Sorry, what was your name again? Don't make him say it again. Indeed, I am none other than the one and only Herlock Sholmes. Oh, I see. You're German? Herlock, was it? No, I have no hair. I mean, I have hair. Please, call me Sholmes. You can read all about my exploits in this exciting London publication. Oh yes, Rance magazine full of wonderful short stories and interest articles from Great Britain. I never miss an issue. I have sent it from England especially. Ah yes, here it is. The Adventures of Herlock Sholmes. So, you're the protagonist in a series of short stories then? Indeed I am. And you've read so many of your own stories, you've started to think you really are a detective. Make no mistake, I'm not the poor, deluded fellow you take me for. Your inference is backward. Backward? My trusty biographer records my greatest seducing achievements and chronicles them in the magazine. You have a biographer, do you? Doesn't everyone? Mine goes by the name of Dr. Wilson, presently keeping shop in London. How about that one? Dr. Wilson? I must say, thanks to that publication, I've been fantastically busy of late. Why, this very moment I am returning from Asia, having solved the mystery of a cursed royal crown. Really, I can't work out whether I should take this man seriously or not. Deduction, you see, is to me a science. Logical reasoning in its purest form. A science? Really? The acute observer notices even the most subtle of reactions in his subject. L.A. Noire? I didn't kill her. Never. A furtive glance, a twitch of a muscle, a slight inclination of the posture. Fingernails, arm sleeves, furrows in the skin. All these things are data. Right. And the trained logician makes deductions from this data in the blink of an eye. The ultimate conclusion is, without fail, the truth. As I demonstrated only a few short moments ago. How can he look me in the eye and claim that? He annoys you? But he's awesome, he's great though. So you see, I return both for observation and for deduction. And fame. That is what makes me the one and only. Herlock Sholmes. Have you managed to deduce anything about this particular case yet? Have I managed to deduce anything? My dear fellow. Who do you suppose discovered the culprit in his most cunning hiding place? That's right. It was none other than the great detective before you now, Mr. Herlock Sholmes. Ah, I see. In other words, I'm in these now because of him. I became anxious about Kazuma-sama this morning. I summoned all the crew members to force the cabin door open. And I concealed myself among their number, gaining entry to the scene of the crime. Yes, luckily for everyone, the great detective Herlock Sholmes was on board. And the handcuffs seemed to be an excellent fit, Mr. Naruhodo. Ah. The very moment I laid eyes on the scene, two facts were immediately apparent to me. Oh really? Two facts, you say? What are the two facts? Mr. Sholmes, tell us, please, what two facts were apparent to you when you came into this cabin this morning? Ah yes, but first, let us be precise. The two facts in question were immediately apparent to me. Yes, I understand, but what were they? Allow me to elucidate. The two facts that I deduced from a mere momentary glance at the scene of the crime were as follows. Number 1, the cabin was locked from within, rendering escape of the culprit out of the question. Number 2, the victim was Russian and killed following a dispute with an acquaintance. Hold on, Mr. Sholmes, what made you think the victim was Russian? Observe the dying message left by the victim on the floor. Yes, I can read. That is the Russian word for wardrobe. Do you really think Kazuma-san could have left a dying message in Russian? In the final moments, many find their native tongue filling their head. For this young man, Russian. Kazuma was Russian? Was he? Initially, I considered Gardarov may be the name of the killer, A certain Robert Guard, perhaps. But in the interest of thoroughness, I decided it would be wrong not to look inside the wardrobe there at least. Where you find Mr. Naruhodo sleeping soundly. Quite so. I found you, the renowned Russian revolutionary killer. Why, that I'm Russian too. Fucking everyone's just Russian now. I observed that you were wearing the same attire as the victim. In other words, you were acquainted. And if my memory serves, that outfit is the traditional dress of the Russian people. Our school uniforms are the traditional dress of the Russian people? I had no idea. I had no idea a detective could get something so wrong. I took a photograph of the victim and the message, that I might analyze for possible hidden details. No, the man's... This was taken immediately after the young man was discovered, before the body was removed. Yes, Kazuma had already been taken away when I woke up. This is the first time I've actually seen him like this. Pains. Are you alright, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh, yes. Thank you. Photograph of the crime scene. Crime scene photograph. The Russian word for wardrobe in purple ink that it would appear to have been written in the victim's final moments. Can I ask you something, Mr. Sholmes? What, pray? You mentioned Russia before as well, didn't you? You know, when you said I was a fearsome revolutionary fleeing from Russia and all that? Ah, yes. The train of reasoning that led me to the truth. Would you mind explaining that train of reasoning to me, do you think? Certainly, if it interests you. I can't say that word. How many times? I'm not Russian. I don't speak Russian. Proceed it is. Can we talk about your deduction before? The things you concluded about me, I mean? Ah, the now famously accurate, troubling predicament you find yourself in. Actually, it was the other details that I was more hoping to discuss. You know, the merciless Russian revolutionary and assassin of 16 part? Where'd you get that from? Ah yes, the more sordid details. It was a fairly commonplace deduction. Here we have this morning's paper. The main headline reads... Oh! Revolutionary villain Bolshevik flees Russia via Shanghai. This vessel made a port call at Shanghai yesterday, and last night, the young Russian was murdered. When was Kazuma a Russian? Sounds like Mr. Sholmes has concluded he was Russian because of what Kazuma-san wrote on the floor. It was a simple act of reasoning to realize that the culprit of this crime was the same merciless revolutionary. One who would kill the very man who helped him to escape after his true identity was discovered. Yes, you. Villain Bolshevik. No. How can it be me? It doesn't look anything like this man. Just look at his face. Well, you are a fearsome revolutionary after all. Therefore, you have no doubt learned to revolutionize your appearance as well. Oh, please. And I might add, your name does not appear on the ship's passenger list. Need I say more? Well, that's because I'm a stowaway. What about the other details? The 16 victims of assassination and blowing up the Crystal Tower? Ah yes, the journalist clearly interviewed the man and printed all those particulars in the article. The deeds the man has perpetuated thus far, and those he is plotting. Yes, everything about this revolutionary Bolshevik was included. There can be no mistake. Do revolutionaries usually agree to interviews with newspaper reporters, I wonder? What about the part where you said I was just returning from Afghanistan? What the fuck is happening? Also quite clearly stated here in the article. Bolshevik has recently returned after a period of subversive activities in a war-torn region of Afghanistan. Where even is it anyway? This Afghanistan place. Ask the Americans. Here, take the paper for yourself as a little memento of this great deduction. Oh, thank you. I have absorbed all that interests me within its pages, but I see no rubbish bin nearby. Article about the revolutionary. An article on the front page of a Russian newspaper. The headline reads, Revolutionary villain Bolshevik flees Russia via Shanghai. And you may find the article on the back page of interest as well. On the back? Cast your eye over it sometime when the interest takes you, though you may need someone to interpret. It's all written in Russian. I couldn't hope to read it. I suppose it wouldn't hurt to glance at the article. Maybe there might be a picture or two. What was the last thing I asked him about? Well, that's his whole thing, right? He's just a bullshitter. Before we start talking, you were examining Kazuma's desk, weren't you? Kazuma? Oh, yes. The victim. Such a Russian name, hi, Kazuma. Did you know anything useful? Anything at all? Observe for a moment the desktop of the victim. He read the notebook, didn't he? We see that the victim was engaged in penning some text. London diary. Kazuma was keeping notes of the trip. Ah, but it's written in Japanese. It's not written in fucking Russian. I don't think you should read his private writings. It could upset people. Tragic. And something you ought to perhaps elucidate before the act of reading. Yep. You mean you've read it already? Nope. Thank you, New Vegas. It's my business to know what other people do not. Yes, believe it or not, I know a smattering of Japanese. Oh, I see. Well, you're about to know what Susaru Takedown is. Flip him. Do it. Susaru-san? Aren't you going to throw the detective with one of your trademark takedowns? I'm sorry, Naruhodo-san. What on earth do you mean? Life is so unfair. Anyway, to return to the matter at hand, namely, this diary belonged to the victim. It would appear the final sentence is incomplete, as if the author were cut short. Tell me, what is the nature of the writing? Pray be precise as to the details. Oh, but I thought you knew Japanese. A smattering, dear boy, a smattering. Sayonara, bonsai, mikado, nado nado. I trust you're suitably impressed. That's mad. Fucking everyone who watches anime is like, I know Japanese, huh? Ha! But this diary is littered with complicated looking characters, of which I can read precisely none. So it's all that showing off about before then. If you would be so kind as to show me, I would be happy to read it to you, Mr. Sholmes. I'm much obliged, my dear madam. The final entry here in Kazuma-sama's diary consists of just 2 short sentences. The first reads, 1:23 a.m. I can hear a faint whistling sound. A whistling sound. These are very deep waters. Pray, go on. The second sentence reads, 1:35 a.m. What looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from a ventilator grill. Oh, the snake, right? The snake from the story at the start. Speckled band? What on earth does that mean? I have no idea. I never heard that expression before. The ventilator grill, you say? The man was presumably referring to the lattice there on the wall, which connects to the adjoining cabin. Yes, the adjoining cabin. Kazuma's diary. A diary Kazuma was keeping of his trip to London. According to the last entry made before his death, he spied what appeared to be a speckled band. It's a snake that bites you and you turn Russian, huh? That's what it is, huh? Solve it, huh? So, I believe I've given you enough to consider for the time being, at least. Do you have somewhere to go? As it happens, the victim's writings in his diary have piqued my interest. The matter warrants further investigation, I believe. And if I am still too long, the seasickness takes hold. Oh. I suppose you're thinking of investigating the cabin next door, which the ventilator connects to. Great detectives are a curious breed. Our minds rebel at stagnation. We crave mental exaltation. So yes, I intend to investigate. Hence the truth will become clear soon enough. Do you think perhaps that we could go with you? No, that'll be somewhat complicated. But why? A simple glance at your wrist should reveal the answer. Shit. 6 a.m. tomorrow. That's fucking painful, Emmy. Thank you for stopping by. You're here for an hour, like, so that was lovely. It was lovely having you here. Have a lovely sleep. Take it easy. Oh, these. After all, you're the prime suspect in this matter. No? No point in trying to turn it into a question. You're the one who decided I was the culprit in the first place. Whatever do you mean? I have no recollection of naming you as the culprit at any point. What? You must be joking. You just said it only a moment ago. Dear me, you are clearly misguided. I would have no cause to say such a thing. Well, actually, Mr. Sholmes, I did hear you say that too. You're quite sure? Well, that's very strange. I wouldn't have said you had the face of a criminal, you know. Not really. So what? Were you looking at my knees before? Some great detective you are. Man's got very dangerous looking knees, huh? Well, anyway, that was then and this is now. What do you mean? What I mean, sir, is this. If you are the culprit, then you must play the part more convincingly. Roll over and accept your fate. Ha 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 ha. No, he's just being plain rude. And he's gone, huh? Off he goes. Having just laughed in my face, his sense of humor is as twisted as his name. Naruhodo-san, what are you standing there for? Hmm? We must go and investigate the cabin next door as well. Aren't you forgetting something? What about these? There's no way I can... Hiya! Fuck, what was with that lad? After Kazuma-san spent his dying moments struggling to give us a clue, you're willing to give up? Just gonna roll over and accept your fate? As if you gave me any choice in the rolling over part. I've been flipped 3 times now. I think we still have some investigating to finish off in here first, don't we? Let's carry on examining what we can in this cabin while we wait for a chance to slip next door. Good idea. The situation doesn't look good for me, but there are still things I can do to help myself. And I owe it to Kazuma to do everything I can to find a way out of this. And bring the real culprit to justice. Up the man, so. Oh, he's got new dialogue. Excuse me. What? I was wondering if I could ask you a favor. Would you mind if I investigate a little outside? Grandmother told me Japanese people do not make jokes. Oh, but it's not true, I see. Okay, we already asked this. Sorry. Criminal asking prison guard to help him escape? Very funny. We're in the middle of the sea. There's no chance of me escaping. This isn't it. Yet. You stay in this cabin until next port. Then it is up to Hong Kong police to decide what they do with you. You stay. Alright. No point trying to appeal to this man's better nature. That's for sure. Because it doesn't exist. The lantern, maybe? What are you waiting at? It's a sword. Oh, we can probably look at the paper, right? What's on the back? Oh, it's like the sticky thing or whatever. These must be the remnants of the glue used to stick the paper seal on the wardrobe. That's right, it was pulverized rice. Pulverized rice? Yes, I pulverized some of the rice from my evening meal, even though it broke my heart. Broke your heart? What do you mean? Remember, I'm a stowaway on this ship. All I had to eat were Kazuma's leftovers. Even a couple of grains of rice could have meant the difference between life and death. Oh my, it must have been awful for you, Naruhodo-san. But I have some glue with me as it happens. You're welcome to use it this evening. Oh, thank you very much. I'm not going back in the fucking wardrobe. We've been on our way from Japan to England for 2 weeks and we're only in Hong Kong, slowest ship ever. The olden days, huh? Not much you can do. That's a dead boy, eh? Right, something on the... So this is the guy, right? This is the revolutionary. I'm afraid I can't read a word of Russian. No, me neither. I have no idea what any of this says. The pair of you floundering is a sorry sight. Allow me to offer some assistance. Where'd it come from? The article on the front page of this newspaper is concerned with a fearsome Russian revolutionary. It reads, Revolutionary Villain Bolshevik flees Russia via Shanghai. Yes, she told us that before. It reveals also that those who see the man's beard with their own eyes never live to tell the tale. Fuck. Gorgon beard, huh? Oh my goodness, he is fearsome. Well, presumably the newspaper photographer was alright, wasn't he? The solution is obvious, of course. If he despises his beard to that degree, he need only shave it off. I'm not quite sure that's the problem, Mr. Sholmes. Then if we flip it... Oh, he does. This is interesting. Have you found something relevant, Naruhodo-san? Well, no, I mean, it looks like it might be interesting. I can't read a single word, I'm afraid. No, nor can I. Look at this picture. Perhaps it's about a beautiful young Russian princess. Do you think? She is very pretty, isn't she? I suppose you enjoy articles like this, do you? What are you insinuating, hey? I don't know, I can make sense of it. Ah, I'm glad you've noticed this article. Ah! Fuck! Sounds like a jump scare, huh? Allow me to give you a short summary of its contents. Oh, thank you. It pops up everywhere as Mr. Sholmes. It's about the disappearance of a young lady last night. Renowned Renowned prima ballerina of the Novovich Ballet disappears from Shanghai. Fucking everyone's going to Shanghai, hey? Don't go to Shanghai. Not good. During a performance in Shanghai, the most famous dancer was reported missing. She is, of course, the talented, young Nikolina Pavlova. Why are Russian names so hard to remember? It appeared the woman was in costume when she was found to be missing from her dressing room. Wearing the diamond tiara you can see pictured, which is worth some 20,000 rubles. Oh, how much is 20,000 rubles? I have no idea. I'm quite sure. It must be an unbelievable sum of money. Sato-san's eyes are shining like diamonds themselves. I see diamonds. The tiara is the property of the Novovich Ballet. It would seem the director is beside herself with worry. Yes, I'm not surprised. The company is most anxious to recover both Miss Pavlova and the valuable tiara. They have requested international assistance at all ports with sailings to Great Britain. Could this be another case of a Russian fleeing his or her country? Does seem to be the Russian thing to do. Get out time. I'm not even going to dignify that with a response, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, the article about the ballerina has been entered into the court record. An article on the back page of a Russian newspaper. The headline reads, "Renowned prima ballerina of the Novovich Ballet disappears from Shanghai." Interesting. Can we... Okay. What people have we got? Kazuma, Susato, and Sholmes. Kazuma's only 23, hey? Oof. What happens if we fucking jangle this thing again, huh? Can we, like, ring it again? Yes, ring it. We're trying to distract the guy to, like, fucking leave the door. Nah, it's not gonna work, is it? Damn. Damn. Fuck. Nothing else jumping out at me that needs looked at. Yeah, that's like a fucking, just like a broken chair, just. Oh. Can we speak to... So-called detective, I'm more stuck inside this cabin than I was before. For the time being, I suppose I'll just have to focus my efforts on investigating here. Okay. I can't see anything else, though. Excuse me. Nothing on the lantern. B. B. The ventilators is checked. This bell system is checked. The body is checked. This little shattered thing, whatever it is. The wardrobe is done. Oh, the door. I went for help when the crewmen forced the door open. This bolt had been firmly close. It's quite a small bolt, not particularly sturdy. It just slides across to secure the door shut. Still, with the door bolted, there's no way to get in or out of the cabin, that's for sure. It's no wonder everyone suspects me. When she glares at me like that, I feel tense all up and down my spine. I remember reading once in a detective novel. The culprit used a needle and thread to draw a bolt from draw a bolt across outside the room in a situation like this. Yes, that's a clever trick, isn't it? I'm an avid reader of detective stories myself, but the door of this cabin and its frame are made of metal, and they seal together perfectly. There would be no possibility of using that needle and thread trick here, I'm afraid. Is that only for, like, wood, I guess? When she glares at me like that, I feel pins and needles all up and down my spine. Oh, this guy. Oh, look over there. It's the other guy. The crewman, do you mean? He wasn't there before, was he? That's what I thought. Why don't we try talking to him? Probably because I'm likely to get yelled at again. I suppose I could try. Oh no. Another voice. Oh no, no, no. Is that... something wrong, Naruhodo-san? Oh, no. It's just that crewman standing by the door. I can't help feeling I've seen him somewhere before. Oh, it's the fucking inspector! Look at the fucking side of his head. There's like the bit of fucking white hair. That's the fucking inspector from the bloody restaurant, isn't it? Excuse me, sir. Yeah, it is. Yes, what can I do for you? God's sake, it is him. He's also almost false asleep by a second now. Okay, Noodle. So short today. Suppose you did have a busy day. That's understandable. Go ahead and get some sleep. Alright, Noodle. Have a lovely night, sure. I'll see you tomorrow. See you later on. Bye-bye. Just me and you, Farrell, I think, for the end of today. I recognize that face, but it can't be. Stop, don't fucking cough blood, lad. Ah, bastard time. It is! I didn't know you were here, Inspector Hosonaga. Yeah, it's the fucking Hosonaga from the first case. Hello again. What are you doing here? I think that should be my line. I was so stunned when I saw you. My heart stopped. Nearly stopped, I hope. Nearly stopped, okay. I received some special orders to go undercover as a member of the crew on board the ship. Again? You certainly seem to enjoy undercover work, Inspector. If there's anything I can do to help you, please ask. I never expected to see this man on board. Perhaps his presence can help me out of this hopeless situation. Help me, lad. Special orders. So what are your special orders this time, Inspector? Yes. And why are you dressed as a member of the crew? Tell me. Come on, don't fucking bullshit me this time. Come on, we're on the same side this time now. I'm so sorry. Don't say it's fucking classified, huh? This is all my fault. I take full responsibility. For what? Wait, what? My orders were to act as Asuki-san's bodyguard. Oh, he fucked up, huh? Oops. It was Minister of Justice Jigoku who pushed for this overseas study tour to go ahead. And he entrusted me with ensuring that Asuki-san reached Great Britain without being assassinated. Assassinated? How could that even have been a possibility? Damn. I'm not sure. These are complicated times. There are tensions between the world's greatest powers. Minister Jigoku said we should be prepared for all eventualities. It's probably after all that shit from fucking last episode, or the last case, the relations between Japan and fucking Britain. It's incredible. I don't believe it. Kazuma-sama was assassinated? Obviously, we couldn't give Asuki-san a visible security escort, which is why I'm undercover now, posing as one of the crew. I see. I didn't take my eyes off him the entire time we've been on board, from morning until night, every day. But I never imagined it would happen here, inside his own cabin, not here in the first class deck. Damn. I failed miserably at my assignment, and Asuki-san is dead as a result. Hello, Hex. I'm a disgrace. All I can do is humbly apologize. It took a longer nap than I wanted. Still need to tidy up, so it's gonna alert. You're all good, my friend. You're all good. Inspector. If there's anything at all that I can do to help now, just say the word. Give me permission to investigate. We're doing what we can to investigate Kazuma's death ourselves. I thought you might be. You didn't do it, did you? You're not the killer. Of course not. We'd really like to investigate the cabin next door. Yes, so we need to be allowed out of this cabin. I'm sorry. What? You've been deemed a risk to the ship's safety. If you move to even touch the handle of the cabin door, that stormy-looking seaman there would surely snap your neck in two. Oh god. I suppose. I'm not just a stowaway now. They think I'm a murderer as well. Damn. I know death instantly. Would it be possible to give me something to work with, do you think? I'm going to need something persuasive. What do you mean? If I had a solid reason why the next door cabin should be investigated, for example, I'd do everything I could to persuade the captain to allow it. Really, I'd lay my life on the line if I had to. But I don't see how... There may be a way. What? Really? Think of how you tried to persuade me of your innocence, Naruhodo-san. By presenting me with a piece of evidence that you already had in your possession. Evidence. It's just the same as when you're in court. You must have done it many times during your trial. Simply select the present panel, or present, not present, and choose some evidence that Inspector Hosonaga could use. So, evidence that would give us a viable reason to investigate the next door cabin, is it? Alright, yes. I think I might know what we can use. See if I can present the detective with the evidence he needs to persuade the captain. Well, I can't actually give him anything. Like, if I select anything, there's no, like, present option, so... Oh, present. There we go. Oh, yeah, from the, he spied appeared to be a speckled band. This one. What's that? It's Kazuma's diary. Just before he died, Kazuma-san wrote something rather strange in his diary. The snack, yeah. The speckled band, yeah. Strange, in what way? He wrote, what looks like some kind of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill. Speckled band. That is strange. Yeah, we're still trying to work out what he meant by that. But what I'd like to know is... Don't tell me. The ventilator, is it? You're very astute, Inspector. Goes in next door, doesn't it? That ventilator clearly joins to the next door cabin. That's right. So if we could investigate in there, we might be able to work out what the speckled band was. Alright then. I can't leave this cabin at the moment. I'm stuck here until we arrive at the next port. The captain has given me strict orders to guard the scene of the crime, you see. I'll have to entrust the investigation to you. Really? You're willing to do that? Yes, as long as you don't leave the first-class cabin area. I'm afraid I can't remove those handcuffs, though. But what about the captain? Aren't you going against his direct orders? Yeah, breaking the rules. I'm a man of my word. And I promise you that I'll lay my life on the line if that's what it takes to convince the captain. After all, I failed to keep Asuki-san safe. This is the least I can do. Thank you. Let's seize the moment then, Naruhodo-san. Just select move and we can leave this cabin at last. Move. Alright, let's see what we can find out. Let's fucking go. Thank you, Inspector. Must be really guilty. Yeah, poor guy, huh? I liked him in the first trial. Like, even though he was like... He was fucking over the top, he was hiding evidence and stuff, but I thought it was really fun, so I like that we have him again. Kazuma-san's quarters. A cabin on the SS Buria and the scene of the crime. Kazuma was occupying this cabin for the voyage to Britain, along with me as a stowaway. First class passageway. For justice! Like that, only. The passageway that connects the first class cabins on the SS Buria. Let's go. Get the fuck out. 9th of January, 7:48 AM. SS Buria. First class cabin passageway. Whew. I'm finally out of that cabin. I have to admit, this isn't quite what I was expecting. It's less spacious out here than I thought it would be. This is the most luxurious accommodation. Yes, indeed. Kazuma-sama was being sent on this study tour by the government. That's why he was being put up in a first-class cabin. Even still, this is about twice as large as my accommodation in steerage. Really? That must be awful. Oh. Oh, look over there. That's another crewman keeping watch. And he looks enormous, even if he is sitting down. The door next to him leads to the second-class accommodation. I suppose he's making sure that no one comes in here who shouldn't. I suppose. Like people in handcuffs. There's a very bright book on the shelf there, so we need to take it out. Naruhodo-san, you look like a little boy visiting a toy shop for the first time. I would have thought you'd be used to this shit by now. We've been at sea for 2 weeks already. Yeah, but I've been fucking locked in the fucking room. Well, yes, I know. But the thing is, I was inside Kazuma's trunk when I first came aboard. And ever since then, I've been shut up inside that little wardrobe. It must have been a very trying time for you. Please, don't give me that pitying look. Let's get a wee scope, huh? This looks like a map of the ship. This looks like a plan of the SS Buria. It shows each deck. Look. The Buria is a large-scale steamship with a triple skinned hull. What a marvel of engineering. Also been playing on my mind for a while now, actually, but how is it that such a huge lump of metal doesn't just sink to the bottom of the ocean? How do ships work, eh? That's really quite simple, Naruhodo-san. It is? Well, consider the Japanese archipelago. The islands of Japan? Yes, they're not metal, but they are enormous lumps of earth, many, many times larger than this ship. And they don't sink, do they? They've been floating happily on the sea since the gods created them. Well, I suppose so. Alright. What are these books? It's a huge book on top of the table there. There's a pen next to it. Yes, that looks like the ship's log. Shall we have a little look through it? A little gander? The writing is so neat and precise, every detail about the voyage has been meticulously recorded. You wouldn't expect a rough and ready sailor to have such beautiful handwriting. And nothing. No reaction at all. He's just sitting there. I thought he might appreciate the compliment. I'm not sure that rough and ready is much of a compliment, Naruhodo-san, even to a sailor. Anyway, last night's log is mostly blank. Presumably that means there was nothing to report. Just a standard night then? Hello, lad. You saw his face? Excuse me, but can I ask you something? You little stowaway murderer. I assume they're all Russian. That wasn't a good start, was it? Alright, let me try instead. Oh no. Good day, Mr. Sailor. I'm so sorry to trouble you, but can I perhaps ask something of you? You little third-class lady's maid. Can't do this fuck. I can't try the fucking accent time. Oh. You seem to have caught the sailor on a bad day, Susaru-san. I'm not sailor. My mother gave me a name. I am senior crewman, Biff Stroganoff. Beef Stroganoff? Oh god. Maybe the best thing is just to avoid contact, I think. Mr. Stroganoff, I went to this first class cabin area. Here we are in finest part of Buria steamship. Our very important persons. What sort of very important persons? Government officials, kings and queens traveling in secret. Many important persons. That is why I am always guarding this place. Gosh, that's amazing. But somehow I let stupid stowaway inside. Oh, uh-oh. What a name, I know. I want to pick you up and throw you in ocean, but Stroganoff is not animal. Thank you. If I may, I was wondering, is the cabin next to Mr. Asugi's currently occupied? Da! See, I know that one, huh? Susaru-san? Did you understand that? It sounded like da. I think it's probably Russian for yes. Or no. It's yes, right? Genius. It is not permitted to visit other cabins without invitation. Well, sounds like there is somebody in there next door. Cabin at least. Yes. It's tantalizing. Tell me more. Who's next door? Could you tell us who's traveling in the cabin next to Mr. Asugi's? Stroganoff, huh? His name is Mr. Grimsby Roylott. Grimsby Roylott? He's a very important Western gentleman. A Western gentleman? Do not think about it. He has nothing to do with murder of student boy. How can you be so sure about that? Mr. Roylott is authentic Western gentleman. Such a man would have no interest in lowly student from insignificant Far East Islands. That was harsh. Could you tell us when Mr. Roylott came aboard? That is not your business. Come to think of it. Even though we've been at sea for 2 weeks now, I've been in Kazuma's cabin the entire time and I've never once heard anything from the next door cabin. Or even felt like there's anyone there. Well, presumably, since this gentleman is occupying one of the first class cabins, he must be rather important. Is that right? That is not your business. Alright, beef stroganoff, I fucking whatever. Are you on watch here all the time? Seaman Stroganoff? Da. All time. So criminals like you cannot come in. Or get out. I wonder, could you tell us anything about last night at all? It is sad about student boy. Were you on watch last night as well? Of course. Did you not notice anything at the time? Anything unusual? Het? Saru-san? Did you understand that? It was clearly, no! I saw nothing unusual. Nothing at all. You didn't hear any strange noises or sense anything was wrong in some way? I said, no! Sorry. I'm not so sure. I could have sworn that he wouldn't catch my eye for a moment there. He did look away at one point, and he was like, This is enough. I cannot say more now. Oh. It is time for me to report to Captain. You must return to cabin. Yes, alright. Bulkhead to second class area is staying locked at all times. You escape when lobster whistles on top of the mountain. Or as Englishmen say, when the pigs fly. Yes, I understand. Fucking beef stroganoff, eh? Good. Now we can investigate this area properly, shall we? Definitely. Man's gone. Fucking beef stroganoff, eh? Excuse me. That's the way to the second class area of the ship. Is something wrong? I was thinking about making a run for it, just for a moment. Things aren't exactly going well for me. Might be wrong, but I imagine the moment you reach for the handle of the door, that burly seaman would shoot you dead. Oh dear, I'm sorry. Perhaps I went a little too far there. No, I started with my talk of running away. There's no way I could run away while Kazuma's death remains a mystery to anyway. Don't worry about it, Feral. It's like a fire alarm? What do you think this is? It's a very pleasing shape, isn't it? That's the emergency alarm. It's probably best not to touch it. Oh, an alarm. It says, press only in times of emergency. Looks as though it sets alarm bells ringing all over the ship. And brings the vessel to a complete stop. Fuck. That's fucking dangerous. They're already having like a fucking... Imagine if someone was drunk and just whacked that time. Oh, this I have to see. What are you doing there, Hodo-san? You mustn't touch it. This is an emergency situation. Just look at these handcuffs. You know full well that's not what the alarm is for. If you were to bring this vessel to a standstill for no good reason, you'd be in an even worse situation. Huh. I wish everything would just stop. The ship included. If you have to do something foolish, at least make it something that doesn't affect anyone else. Is that a mouse trap? Try and catch my man's Jerry, hey? Ah, trap for catching mice. Yes, we have plenty of those back home in Japan. Although they seem to be using a lump of chalk or something as bait. Let me see. Yes, I think that's what it is called. Cheese. It's made from the milk of cows. Cheese. I wonder what that tastes like. They don't have cheese. Eh? Excuse me? You can't eat it, Naruhodo-san. The trap will snap shut on your fingers. Really? But... I suppose you're right. You weren't actually going to try it, were you? Did they not have cheese in Japan at this stage? Maybe it's just in this, like, in the Ace Attorney universe, but, like, I wonder if that's, like, actually has any basis in reality. Was cheese introduced to Japan, but, like... Huh. My fucking search history is going to take after this. Cheese in Japan, hey? And fucking see how it got introduced. You don't know how hungry I've been in that wardrobe. Poor you. I'll find a little snack for you later. Let me see, huh? Cheese in Japan. Let's see, maybe like history of cheese in Japan or something like that. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, this is fucking. This is too much, eh? And I don't want to read this. There's some things to read, but I don't want to read it now. Alright, is this Kazuma's one? This is it. This is the cabin next to ours. The one the ventilator connects to. Cheese entered mainstream Japanese dining during the Meiji era in the late 19th century, according to Google. So I can't remember when these are set. Before the 19th century, maybe? There you go. Yes, the ventilator from which Kazuma wrote that he saw a speckled band emerging. Maybe whoever's in this cabin can help solve that particular mystery. Let's ask. It's gonna be like a fucking double murder or something. No answer. Oh fuck. Right, look, it seems. There's no one in there to help with our inquiries. Oh, annoying. Ah! Fuck, I was loud. Hey, sorry. Like, you might look louder than I expected to. What was that? He came from inside the cabin. It's a high-pitched scream. It must have been a woman. Stand aside. Oh, I'm about to break the door down. Mr. Sholmes. I shan't be stopped. When the fit is on me, I revel in kicking doors off their hinges. Please, wait, Mr. Sholmes. The door doesn't appear to be bolted. It doesn't? Then how the deuce can I dispatch this muscular urge? What prey can I kick? I think we should go in. There's no time to think about stress relief. New characters. 9th of January. SS Buria. First class cabin number 2. Oh! Oh, who are you? A Western gentleman. This man looks Russian to me. Is that the guy from the newspaper? Wait, we heard a woman scream. A woman? Don't be absurd. As you can see, there's nobody but me in this cabin. I'm giving a Russian voice for now, just. True, this old man does appear to be the only person in here. But in that case, who just screamed? True. Get out, all of you, now! Please excuse the intrusion, but you're Mr. Grimesby Roylott, I believe. Yes, that's me. And you are... I am the one and only, the actual Herlock Sholmes. You've heard of me, no doubt. Oh. I'm a great detective among great detectives, one who adorns the covers of popular magazines, no less. So I assure you, you may trust me completely. I use that magazine like a business card. A detective? I do not trust detectives. We distinctly heard a scream emanating from within these walls. But there wouldn't appear to be a lady concealing herself within the wardrobe this time. So might I be so bold as to ask you to open that small traveling case? But don't be absurd. How could anyone fit in a small trunk like that? What's it all chopped up, huh? Oh, it's quite fashionable these days, is it not? Traveling inside one's trunk. Don't look at me. Oh. Oh my, did you see that, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes, the case just shook. Leave, now. Otherwise, I'll call the steward. This is Kazuma's neighbor, Mr. Grimesby Roylott. There's no doubt about it. The strange Russian man is hiding something. I couldn't agree more. Let's see if we can find some clues before that burly sailor returns. What's on that fucking case there? Mr. Roylott, I'd like to talk to you about something. No! Oh. I do not want to talk. Leave my cabin now. Ah, this is going terribly. We're not getting anywhere here. I agree, but there may be someone else who can help. Oh no. Perhaps the great detective could get somewhere with Mr. Roylott. He's probably not going to talk to us at all then. Sholmes. Do you have a moment, please, Mr. Sholmes? You need only address me as Sholmes. That's what I just did, isn't it? Well, Mr. Sholmes, what were you doing in there? This is vibing. Why, I was resting, of course. Resting? Indeed. I was contemplating our sea voyage from the confines of the wardrobe whilst waiting. Waiting for the inevitable time that you would need to call my great powers of deduction into service. Oh. And it would seem that the hour is upon us now. The time has come. Am I mistaken? Well, no, actually. You're spot on, for once. Observe closely. Our Russian host in this cabin, Mr. Roylott, is clearly trying to hide something. And do you know what it is the most effective weapon to use against a Russian hiding a secret? Why? The truth, of course. Though it should be pointed out that such methods are not exclusively for the Russians. I fucking hope not. Right. Can you imagine how the Russian will react when the secret he guards so closely is exposed? Would you like to witness it? Oh yes, please. Well then, what you're about to see may well astound you. For I am about to apply my great detective's greatly admired great deduction to the case. Oh no. He's got like a paper in his pocket. Could this man be a more hackneyed portrayal of a dubious Russian, I ask you? What? What? From time to time, it occurs to me. Is a fellow dubious on account of his Russianness, or Russian on account of his dubiousness? I really don't think either of those things should be occurring to you, or anyone. That's right, and Mr. Sholmes. I know this man's beard and dark glasses are hard to ignore, especially on first meeting, but I once read, it is a capital mistake to theorize before you have all the evidence. It biases the judgment. Shh, I must have complete silence. You understand them? I think that's the idea. What are you doing? Why are you peering at my face like that? Ah, just as I thought. Yes, I have quite made up my mind now. There can be no other explanation that accommodates all the facts. Mr. Roylott, I have reached two incontrovertible conclusions. What do you mean? Number one, your true identity is that of a villain. Using those shears, you are about to end the existence of something most dear. Are you not? Huh. And number two, the other conclusion I have drawn. You are, at this very moment no less, in the midst of committing a most grievous crime. Beneath that beard, your mouth quivers with nervous tension as you realize you've been discovered. Does it not? Ah! Oh, Naruhodo-san, I never imagined I would witness one of Mr. Sholmes' great deductions with my own eyes. That was a great deduction? Nothing can deceive Mr. Sholmes. In a single glance, he can deduce all there is to know about a person. What? What inevitable twaddle. Oh yes, I've read about it countless times in the adventures of Herlock Sholmes, and now I've experienced the astonishing impact of his great deduction firsthand. It's like a dream come true. I can hardly believe it, but all the colour is drained from Mr. Roylott's face. It looks like somehow both of Mr. Sholmes' conclusions were right. How could you? How could I possibly know such things, you wish to say? Very well then. I shall elucidate. I shall explain how it was that I arrived at this pair of conclusions. So I do cordially invite you upon a journey of logical discovery. Let us board the train of reasoning. Put plainly, let us work through my deductions together. Quite right with the villain, but the great deduction. The game is afoot. Havoc 1, conclusion. Old man's identity. So, the dubious-looking Russian, Mr. Roylott, obviously what catches the eye in the first place, is the enormous pair of shears in your hand. Now, as we speak, ask ourselves, what could you possibly want with such an implement? The answer, of course, is staring us in the face. You were on the verge of using the shears to cut away the copious beard you sport. Now, moving on. The question then begged is this. Why would you desire to rid yourself of this magnificent beard, Mr. Roylott? Once again, the answer is plain. We have clear evidence to shed light on the matter. Regard, if you will, this morning's newspaper. In particular, the fascinating front-page article. Which, it would appear, you have read also, Mr. Roylott. I'm sure it needs no further clarification. The evidence that reveals your true identity is the article about the revolutionary. In translation, the headline reads, "Revolutionary villain Bolshevik flees Russia via Shanghai." As you cannot fail to observe, the subject of the article possesses an extremely copious beard. Having noted the article yourself, you decided to remove your incriminating facial hair before it gave you away. In short, your true identity is beyond doubt. You are the fearsome Russian revolutionary himself, villain Bolshevik. Not that I've heard of you myself, you understand. Conclusion. A revolutionary on the run. The glasses are bigger. I mean, the picture definitely doesn't look exactly like him. Topic 2. Wrongdoing. Now, as for my second conclusion. You are, at this very moment, on the brink of committing a most grievous crime. And the proof of this crime, over there. Oh yes, Mr. Roylott. Taken unawares, people have a propensity to let their eyes stray, you see. Ah! And I assure you, the eyes speak so much more eloquently, and honestly, than the mouth. The answer we seek lies where the furtive glance falls. The proof of your crime sits before our very eyes. Yes, that traveling case. It is time, I think, that the case be opened and its contents laid bare. No, I refuse. What could you possibly be concealing inside, we ask? By my estimation, a young lady, perhaps. One slight enough to fit therein. Don't be absurd. And what, pray, will be the identity of this young lady in the traveling case? Dear me. We are not well suited to a life of crime, are we? Your careless coup d'oil betrays you. Once again, we need only follow your furtive glance to find the answer. Yes, the reason you refuse to open your traveling case can equally be found in the pages of this newspaper. For there is another, most stimulating article. If we turn from the fleeing revolutionary to the back page. The script. Renowned prima ballerina of the Novovich Ballet disappears from Shanghai. Such a headline can lead us to but one conclusion. Your crime is that of abduction. And according to the article, the young lady's name is Nikolina Pavlova. Kidnapping of a young ballerina. He's saying she's like bent up in that box. Thus concludes Herlock Sholmes' great deduction of this Russian enigma. Eleminsky. Sasaru-san? That wasn't one of the great deductions I've been hearing so much about, was it? Well, the stories are full of Mr. Sholmes' brilliant deductions, you know. But that did seem a little different somehow. Excuse me, Mr. Sholmes, could you come over here a moment? Pray, what can I do for you? It's about your deductions. Would you mind? Not at all. Go on. Well, to start with, there's the newspaper article. I think we had the same discussion before, but these two men look nothing like each other. Ah, yes, I recall our discussion earlier, and at the time I believe I told you that the man is a revolutionary, well able to revolutionize his own appearance. In fairness to Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Roylott does look more like the man than you do. That's not the point. And another thing, the part about him abducting the ballerina. Indeed, a truly startling revelation. At first glance, this case would appear too small to accommodate a young woman. Not just a first glance, it is too small, clearly. You'd be lucky to fit a 5-year-old child in that case, even if you push it really hard. I don't suppose the missing ballerina is a 5-year-old child, is she? You mean you don't know? No, the young lady is 15. No, I didn't know. How could I? Well, if she's 15, then 10 years worth of her will be poking out from under the case. Some years ago, I read something pertinent, I believe. A troop of men consuming vinegar daily in order to promote a certain lightness in their bodies. Vinegar? For such a sour bunch, it would be simplicity itself to contort oneself into the confines of a small case. Oh dear, you might be thinking of contortionists in the circus, Mr. Sholmes. This whole thing is turning into a circus. Yep. Clown cards all around time. Mr. Naruhodo, something's occurred to me about Mr. Sholmes' deductions just now. I think his powers of observation are, well, magical. His eyes cut to the heart of the matter almost instantly. It's just where he directs his attention and his logic that seems a little off. Your idea of a little may be a little off itself, Mr. Sato. It's just one or two key words in his deductions that seem to let him down. So I was wondering if we might perhaps tactfully switch them for alternatives. What do you think? Switch some key words in his deductions. Yes, but very tactfully. I feel sure if we could do that, we'd unlock the true genius of Mr. Sholmes' great deduction. Precisely the thought that was going through my own mind. This man has a lot of work. At times, I wonder how anyone puts up with me. Ha 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 ha. It's not that funny. And you may, my good fellow. Sorry? Take a moment to look at your wrists. My wrists? Oh! What? Where are your handcuffs? Huh? How did... I feel they may hinder your ability to follow me in our dance of deduction. I don't believe it. Mr. Sholmes, you're a marvel. And don't worry. I shall restore the shackles to your wrists when we are finished. I'm not worried, in fact. I'd rather stay like this. So, let us begin. Herlock Sholmes is proud to present his logic and reasoning spectacular. Oh, so it's like a cross-examination, but for this. Hold it, Mr. Sholmes. Old man's identity. So dubious looking Russian Mr. Roylet. Obviously what catches the eye in the first place is the enormous pair of shears in your hand. Now we ask ourselves, what could you possibly want with such an implement? The answer, of course, is staring us in the face. You were on the verge of using the shears to cut away the copious beard you sport. Oh. I'm not sure. Do you really use shears like that to cut off a beard? I doubt that's something I'll ever have to worry about. I feel this man, so never able to grow a beard. Sag. Doesn't quite sit right with me, though. Doesn't seem to be sitting right with Mr. Roylet either. Which means, I suppose, the deduction is wrong. Let's try to switch a key word here, Naruhodo-san, and see if it helps matters. Alright, but how? I think we should start by taking a long, hard look at Mr. Roylet. I wonder if it's really his beard that he intended to use those shears on. Exactly. No beard gang rise. Pains. I wanted to, but it's just not meant to be him. If we do manage to find something that seems to fit the sense of Mr. Sholmes' deduction better, then what? Then leave the rest in your capable hands, Naruhodo-san. Why am I the one to do something about this? Well, anyway, let's see if there's anything we could even use to switch around that last sentence. What exactly was Mr. Roylet really going to use those enormous shears for? Is hat to me? It's a very thick hat, isn't it? That's the secret you see, Naruhodo-san. Don't you know? Secret? What? Well, before we left Japan, I took some time to study various foreign countries. Russia's a land of unimaginable cold, and a thick hat is a secret to keeping warm. Without one, I read that your brain would freeze. That was just one of many fascinating snippets of information in Oh Mother, Not Russia. I think maybe you picked the wrong book there. Oh, we can rotate him. Oh, okay. Golden locks? Oh my god, huh? What the? What's this? It looks like a cascade of stunning golden locks. No, the color is not the point. The point is, what's it doing on the back of Mr. Roylet's head? And how is it growing out from underneath his thick black hair? Well, yes, that's true. So it's stunningly beautiful and stunningly surprising. Something's definitely not right here. He's fucking scalped the ballerina and has wearing her scalp on his head, huh? They locked around the answer then? No, okay. Alright, sorry. Of all things you thought to say, had to keep it surprising, right? Gonna cut his nose, eh? Coat buttons. You're looking at the buttons on this coat? Could it be that Mr. Roylott was planning to cut these off? Oh, why? Well, when you're wearing thick gloves, it can be very hard to undo buttons. Then, couldn't you just take off your gloves first? Aha! So he was going to use the scissors to cut his gloves off then. I want you to take a deep breath and look at this from a fresh perspective, Naruhodo-san. Oops. Is it something on his person or is it just like around the room? I assume it has to be on his person. What, he's gonna cut like the fucking bed sheet or something now? I just want to make sure that you can't like select anything in the room. I'm pretty sure it's like on him. How much can I rotate him? What the fuck is that hair? That actually has. It's not his hat. It's not his glorious golden locks. It's not the buttons on his coat. This angle kind of suspicious though. Just gonna cut the warning sign now. It's not the hair? Apparently not, no. Oh right, you have to like present. Oh, you have to present the thing. Sorry, I thought I thought I just hadn't selected the right thing. Oh, it's obviously the hair then, yeah.
Yes!
I thought it was the hair, but I thought because nothing had been said and it was wrong. You're on the verge of using the shears to cut away the golden locks you sport. Indeed, you have identified the precise detail I was intending to expose. Such lush, golden hair certainly does not befit an old man. Oh! He's death sculptor, huh? You're not a man at all, you're a woman. Oh. Oh, right. It's the ballerina. Oh, okay. I knew that. And judging from the length and sheen of your hair, one still very much in her youth. Oh no. Well, they're still Russian anyway, so I give them the right voice. Only I managed to cut off my hair, no one would have suspected. Or just bundled the fucking hair up in the hat or something. Question then begged is this: why would you desire to rid yourself of these magnificent locks? Once again, the answer is plain. We have clear evidence to shed light on the matter. I'm sure it needs no further clarification. The evidence that reveals your true identity is the article about the revolutionary. It's the other article. Well, that was a shock. I had no idea the old man was really a young woman in disguise, did you? What? Why are you staring at me like that? Yes, it was a surprise. Naruhodo-san, you're enjoying this, aren't you? Sorry? This is a cool new like gameplay like idea. This like deduction mechanic. This is like new. You look like you're in your element as you dance around the room deducing the facts of Mr. Sholmes. Miss doing what we agreed. I'm not having fun or anything. Baka. Yes, I understand. Say no more. Well, anyway, let's focus on this next part of Mr. Sholmes' deduction, shall we? The evidence that he's picked out doesn't fit the facts at all now. No, that's true, given that Mr. Roylott is actually a woman. Exactly, he, or rather she, can't possibly be this merciless revolutionary. I suppose it's because the deduction as a whole is taking a different direction now. Yes. Let's switch the evidence for something else, something that fits the facts as we now understand them. For some reason, this woman needed to try to hide her true identity. I feel as though I've either read or heard about a young woman in a situation like that recently. Alright, I'll do my best. The ballerina one. Bang.
Yes!
Boom. There you go. The boys, The evidence that reveals your true identity is, of course, the article about the ballerina. That's right, you've hit the nail on the head. Renowned prima ballerina of the Novovich Ballet disappears from Shanghai. It would appear we are finally able to address you by your true name. Yes, because your true identity is that of the Novovich Ballet's prima ballerina, Miss Nikolina Pavlova. Ah! Fucking watch them cheers, Oh shit. Christ, fucking impaled herself, Oh. Find her. You're right. My real name is Nina. I mean, Nikolina Pavlova. But please, I beg you, don't tell anyone. A ballerina on the run. Solved! So she stole the thing then? Now, what's my second conclusion? You are, at this very moment, on the brink of committing a most grievous crime. And the proof of this crime, over there. Oh yes, Miss Pavlova. Taken unawares, people have a propensity to let their eyes stray, you see. Huh. I assure you, your eyes speak so much more eloquently and honestly than the mouth. The answer we seek lies where the furtive glance falls. The proof of your crime sits before our very eyes. Yes, that traveling case. This woman is the ballerina, and she's right in front of our eyes. So clearly she can't be inside that traveling case as well. So what? Why the fuck did it jump then? Is there fucking like a dog in there or something? Oh, that's right. It seems she wasn't abducted at all. In which case, what is the crime this young woman is apparently committing? Oh, she's like stealing the tiara, right? Yeah, she stole it. She stole the tiara. Is her crime, but why did the case move? I see I'm going to have to step in and fix the great detective's mistake again. You seem to look pleased, Naruhodo-san. Do you like the idea of another chance to dance around with Mr. Sholmes? Stop it. Anyway, there must be something else here that shows what this woman is up to. There it is. Whoa, look at this dazzling tiara. I've never seen anything like it. Are those real diamonds, you think? Oh, Naruhodo-san, try it on. What? Me? Isn't it usually girls who wear tiaras? Wouldn't you like to try it on? Oh no, I couldn't possibly. It's far too beautiful. Why does this tiara look familiar? I feel like I've seen it somewhere recently. Well, there's your fucking answer there.
Yes!
You fucking yoinking the tiara, huh? The proof of your crime is surely this tiara. Huh. I believe this tiara is worn on stage by dancers in the Novovich Ballet, is it not? Indeed, it would appear to be identical to the tiara pictured here in this newspaper article. And if the reporting is to be believed, it's an item worth 20,000 rubles. In summary, the crime you have committed is theft. Oh no. Yes, you left your ballet troupe, unlawfully taking their precious tiara with you. Ah! I have no one, no family, no friends. I am all alone. And I need money. Give me money! What's the music thing? I need money! But but I did not steal the tiara. It's a present from, how do you say, an Earl of Prussia. It belongs to me. This girl's only 15 years old. She's run away all by herself. She must have been extremely lonely. Alright, I will tell you everything. There is no point to hiding it now. Come, come, let us not be hasty. What? There remains one unsolved mystery about you. Mystery? What do you mean? Oh, the fucking is there a fucking snake in the case? You have staunchly refused to open this traveling case of yours in our presence. It is reasonable to conclude, therefore, that there exists some reason why you wish it to remain closed. Is that not so, Miss Pavlova? My dear girl, there's no sense in playing games with me. Nothing escapes my attention. Indeed, I have a very good idea of the contents of your case even before I've ever laid eyes on them. It's hell entertaining. Yeah, it's great. I assume there's a snake in the case. There's a snake in my case. Dear me, we are not well suited to a life of crime, are we? Your careless coup d'oil betrays you. Once again, we need only follow your furtive glance to find the answer. Yes, the reason why you refuse to open your case is written in the books on the shelf. I don't know what that one. He's completely changed tack with deduction now. I think Mr. Sholmes is adapting his logic to the changing circumstance, don't you? Maybe, but why has he suddenly brought his bookshelf into all this? Just a wild guess, surely. Oh, do you think so? Well, it doesn't seem likely that the reason why this young woman doesn't want to open her case would have been written in a book that doesn't even belong to her. It's probably like Thingy's book, right? Cosmo's book. Yes, that's true, but still, Miss Pavlova certainly did cast her eyes in that direction. I noticed it myself. There has to be another reason why she won't open her case. It must be somewhere in the same area, if that's where her gaze was involuntarily drawn. I agree, that's the only answer. Oh, it's the vent's there, right? The vent is the vent above the bookshelf? Whatever she has hidden outside that case should be revealed by following her gaze in the direction of the bookshelf. Some do this. I guess not, no. This is a charming little picture, isn't it? What is it? Someone climbing a steep mountainside? Or descending one, it seems to me. You've been on the flat sea for a while. Maybe you start seeing hills and mountains and everything. Oh, sorry, I wasn't scrolling there for a second. Okay, the whole thing is just books on the shelf then. I don't think it is this though. Ah, it looks like these are all the same books that we have in our cabin. I suppose the steward likes to make sure passengers have plenty to read for the long voyage. And have you noticed how all the books have fallen over, just like Kazuma-san's cabin? It almost looks like someone's taking a sweep at them. Maybe Miss Pavlova, while she was practicing her ballet? Anyway, the point is, we don't have time to look through all these books at the moment. We couldn't even if we wanted to. They're all in Russian. Well, that's a relief. Let's try our luck elsewhere. The warning sign? Something to do with the door? These are the rules of passage for travel aboard the SS Buria. Passengers must not... Oh, the fucking... right. The pets. It's this thing about the pets, right? There was exactly the same notice in our cabin too. I wonder what happens if you break the rules. Oh dear, I'm sure the punishment would be severe, Naruhodo-san. You'd probably be left adrift in the freezing cold ocean. Or shut inside a tiny wardrobe for days on end. So I've actually been serving time for weeks now. Have I? She's probably looking at there because she's worried about her snake. Right, the warning about the snake. So look at the cabin door anyway and see what it says. It's a metal door, the same as in Kazuma's cabin. Yes, and the rather slim bolt is the same as well. Well, if Miss Pavlova was actually glancing over at the door here instead of the bookcase, that would suggest a desire to run away from this cabin. Maybe. I assume it's this because of her snake.
Yes!
The reason why you refuse to open your case is written in the rules of passage. There we go, yeah. Yes, the reason why you refuse to open your case is written in the rules of passage. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden. Inside that case of yours is something forbidden from carriage on this vessel. That is the real reason why you refuse to open it, thus revealing its contents. Let the snake out. As we have seen, the trunk wobbles from time to time, but no weapon or other dangerous item would move of its own accord. Which leaves but one possibility, Miss Pavlova. Inside your traveling case. It's the last item listed as forbidden in the vessel's rules of passage. A pet. Ah! Don't you go, sir. Gotti. Possession of a prohibited animal. Just got a snake in there. Slithery little snake. Deduction complete. Elementary. That's a slithery little snake. Show it to us. So clearly, you aren't who you said you were. No, I am not Grimesby Roylott. The finger gun sign. My real name is Nikolina Pavlova. Everything you said was correct. You absconded during one of your ballet company's performances in order to escape your homeland. Later that same night, you stole aboard this vessel. Which couldn't have been easy. The Bury has a huge steamship with a vast crew. Could you really have snuck on board without being noticed? In order to obscure your true identity, you somewhat recklessly took the guise of an old gentleman, and you intended to sever all links with your past by severing your long hair. Yet to a woman, hair is no trifling matter. My personal recommendation is to leave well alone. So, if it was just you, about to cut off your own hair, who was it that let out the scream we heard from outside the cabin? That veritable tinkling of a bell? Why, none other than this young lady, naturally. More like a full set of pipes, if you ask me. She fucking yelled, yeah. I was so scared when I ran away in Shanghai. I was sure they would come looking for me. Oh, the fucking door knocking scared her. That's why I decided to, how do you say, disgust myself so no one would recognize me. As a result, you transformed yourself into that questionable old man. I see. I put on the fur hat and fake beard. Then, just before you came in here, I saw in the newspaper, right on the page, there was a picture of me. Oh, shut that. I was so frightened, I couldn't stop from screaming. I knew that if I didn't change my appearances completely, they would find me. So I decided to cut all my hair as fastly as possible. I picked up the scissors in my hand and... At that precise moment, we walked in through the annoyingly unlocked cabin door. Things happen like that sometimes, don't they? Things do indeed happen like that, from time to time. Are those even talking about the same thing? There's just one more thing I'd like to know. What exactly do you have inside your traveling case? You were right. It is my dear friend inside. My only friend in the whole world. Please, don't tell anyone. If the captain finds out, if you say anyone to any of the crew. Your secret is safe with us, I assure you. But in return... Yeah, it's a snack, huh? You must tell us, in as much detail as you can muster, about the events of last night. Yes, alright. I will tell you. Yes, more info. Well, Mr. Naruhodo? Wasn't it something Mr. Sholmes' great deduction? It was certainly something, yes. I'm just not entirely sure what. But at least Miss Pavlova has agreed to tell us what she knows. That's incredible. Indeed, it is incredible. Ah, and one more thing. Oh, yes? What? Observe your wrists. My... Oh, got sick, huh? Ah, your hands are cuffed again. What? But how? True to my word, I have restored your shackles. Ah, man, and why? He does say he would do that. Still a shadow of guilt cast over you, Mr. Naruhodo. I'm sorry to say. It can't be helped at the moment. Ah, can't it? Really? Anyway, let's listen to what Miss Pavlova has to say. I can't go on not knowing. I have to find out what the speckled band that Kazuma-san wrote about in his diary really was. Well, we're assuming it's a snake because of, like, the intro thing, right? With, like, the two of them, which makes sense. What happened last night? Did you know that someone was killed in the cabin next door to this one last night? One of the crewmen told me this morning when I was eating breakfast. The man who died, he was a friend of mine. Oh. That's why we're trying to find out what happened. Did you notice anything unusual last night? Perhaps you heard a strange noise, for example? Perhaps people talking? Perhaps the ship was absorbed in a wild tempest. Perhaps its steam engine exploded. Perhaps everyone on board would have noticed if that had happened. Miss Pavlova, is there anything you can tell us? I don't know. I'm sorry, but all I could think about last night was what I had done and whether they would find me. I didn't notice anything that would happen around me. Oh, I see. Running away. You've run away from your ballet company, haven't you? The Novovich Ballet? Yes. I am traveling to Great Britain, and from there, I want to go to America. Hell yeah, brother. I will never dance again. I want to forget everything about the ballet. I will start a new life. You wish to forget? A challenging proposition. When you have that striking tiara as a reminder. But the tiara is mine. I need it to live. I have no money of my own. The Novovich Ballet gives us only a little food and water, and we must dance all over the world. I had to run away. I had no choice. If I stayed, it would have killed me. Yikes. So you ran away to protect yourself? Yes, and the crew of this ship, they have all been kind to me. They let me come on board, and they said I could hide in this cabin. If that is indeed the truth, Miss Pavlova, it creates a most intriguing conundrum. Yes, it does. What do you think about it, Mr. Naruhodo? Me? Oh, well, yes, of course. I think we should hear Miss Pavlova's explanation. To what conundrum, I'm not sure, but... So it's like the crew let her hide? So they knew she wasn't, like, on the register, I guess? Miss Pavlova, allow me to pose you a riddle. According to this newspaper, it was only yesterday that you absconded from the ballet. I said, well, how did she get on? We haven't been at a port for fucking ages. Now, that being the case, it must have been last night that you boarded this vessel. However, the SS Burya stopped by no port last night. Ah, that's it, of course. How'd you get on? They knew there was at least one stowaway. Technically true, I guess. Well, is it a stowaway if they know she's there? Or is it like it's like an unregistered passenger? I don't know. So how is it, pray, that you have come to be aboard? Now that I think about it, the crewman outside the cabin acted very strangely when we mentioned that. It's just after we asked him about when the occupant of this cabin came aboard. That's right, he got all shifty. That's right. Beef stroganoff, eh? That is not your business. Yes, you're right. He did seem to be hiding something. An angel descended from the heavens, bringing grace and beauty to the stage. Sorry? What was that? It is how the Russian newspapers described one of my performances. And that is how I came here too. I descended from the heavens, because I am an angel. I don't know about that one. Considering English isn't your mother tongue, your description is very vivid. Mr. Sholmes once said, I can never resist a touch of the dramatic. It seems Miss Pavlova is the same. A genius descended from the heavens, bringing grace and beauty to detection. Words once said about myself. A quote from a wonderfully extravagant advertisement for the adventures of Herlock Sholmes, in fact. Yes, Mr. Shoei. Anyway, it doesn't look like Miss Pavlova is going to tell us what really happened. Right. Show us your snake. So the friend you mentioned is inside your traveling case, is that right? I don't think animals are allowed on board according to the rules of passage. Oh please, don't tell any of the crew. If they found my precious... Then the burly Russians would bestir themselves in unison to throw you and your case overboard, no doubt. Can't just ask you to show you their snake. Hence my... Oh. So reassuring, Mr. Sholmes. Well, what sort of pet is your friend? A little puppy? It is, isn't it? Maybe an adorable little rabbit? I don't know about that one. Ha! You credit Russia as a land with small rabbits, do you? Oh, don't they have small rabbits there then? It ate the rabbit? I probably did. You may well ask. I have no idea. Ah. You two are miserable bunglers when it comes to understanding the nature of young Ballerina's friends. Isn't it obvious? It must be a chicken. Really? Consider the benefits. A rousing wake-up call. Daily fresh eggs. And when adversity strikes, it could satisfy the needs of sustenance. Oh. So you'd eat your friends. I'll remember that. Eat the rich. Well, it would appear this friend's identity is a closely guarded secret not to be revealed. Ah ha 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 ha. Tell us. She obviously doesn't quite trust us yet. There's something I should like to show her, I think. Maybe she might be able to shed some light on it. We show her the diary, maybe. Maybe like, if we present her the diary entry. Is that a cookie? Yeah, it looks like it, yeah. Or like a donut or something, yeah. This is the diary of my friend who passed away. His diary? Yes, and he wrote in it last night before he died. Something a little unusual. It reads, 1:23 a.m. I can hear a faint whistling sound. And then a few minutes later, 1:35 a.m. What looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill. I forgot. A speckled band? I don't understand. It's strange, isn't it? But the ventilator he mentioned joins to this cabin, you see. It's up there on the wall. In other words, this cabin and the victim's cabin are connected together. Oh. Miss Pavlova? Has something occurred to you? Does the speckled band the victim mentioned mean something to you? Or the whistling sound, perhaps? Tell us. No. I don't know anything. Oh. Suspicious. Fuck. Uh-oh. Oh shit. Must be Stroganoff. Excuse me, Mr. Roylott. Yes, what? Whoa, she's fast. Captain would like to speak with you. You must come to Captain's quarters at once. Please. Alright, I will come now. That's fast change, huh? What? You must leave. Now. Oh no, it's fine. Don't mind us. Yes, please don't worry about yourself. For yourself, Mr. Roylott. Get out! The passenger said out, or you want me to throw you out. Ah. Looks like we'll have to leave investigating this cabin until later. But the snake! What a pity. Come on, Holmes. Sholmes. Fuck. Can't say Holmes. Has copyrighted. Shit. And so we lost our chance. Having still not managed to investigate Miss Pavlova's cabin, we were unceremoniously chased out. That is to say, we were quite literally picked up and thrown into the passageway outside. Fucking be strong enough, grabbing us out. To be continued. Fucking out the door, huh? Of course, we'll save our current progress. See over that one. 9th of January, SS Buria, first class cabin, passageway. Alright. I think we'll leave it there for today. At a perfect checkpoint on time, I think. And we'll go from there tomorrow. That's really fun. I really like those like investigation segments there, like brand new for this. They worked quite well. Herlock is really fun. He's really over the top and everything. He's clearly just ball bagging everything and see how far it gets him. He's like flying by the seat of his pants basically, but I really like it. It's a shame about Kazuma though. but I'm enjoying it so far. Definitely having our little ship adventure has proven good fun. So we will pick it up again tomorrow, continuing case 2. And yeah, and then on Wednesday we'll jump into some Dark Souls 2. So thanks very much. Thank you for stopping by and hanging out, Feral. You want to know how he gets his goggles over his cap? Magic. We discovered he uses like deduction magic, so probably something like that. Yeah, so more is turning tomorrow, and then other games throughout the week. So thank you very much. I'll see you later. Bye bye.